And hey everyone, it is I, the real Randy Chavez, and my guest is Fanny Carbonnel, the French actress that was, I guess, most notably known for Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, right?
Yeah,
And you had also done Ready Player One as well, correct?
yeah. But just as a featured extra. So it was a
Okay.
great experience because it was 9 days just looking at Steven Spielberg doing his work. So just, trying to find out how everybody around him is acting and, his assistants always like, don't touch him, don't approach him, just let him work. But it's so interesting, really. So
Oh,
yeah.
that's cool. And you were in your French actress first. You were born in France, right?
Yeah. In the south of
Okay.
France, in Avignon, but I don't think anybody in America knows this place. Have you ever heard of it?
A friend? Oh, wait, where in
No,
South France?
Avignon. The-
Oh no, no. I've been
Yeah,
to Paris once, and it was for like a day.
yeah,
So it wasn't that it was just there, but it was also during those like yellow vest riots. You remember those?
yeah.
Yeah. So
Which
it was
year?
little dangerous. Um,
Yeah.
which yeah, I was on the line. I'm not even sure what that was about. But when did you start acting? Was it in France? As I know you did go spend some time in London as well, right?
Yes. At first in France, so I first went to a class, just a drama class, and I really loved speaking English and acting. So in my head, I was thinking, okay, you're gonna try to mix the two things you love. So very quickly, actually, when I went to high school, I wanted to act only in English. At first, I
Okay.
really wanted to just go to Hollywood one day and just focus it with the English stuff. But then I went, so after school, I went to Paris and tried to go to castings, start. But I didn't really like Paris. So yeah, that's why I decided to go to London when I was
Okay.
25 and I stayed there 3 years. So yeah.
Okay. And when you first started act, I know you said like your dreams and your goals were to be like in Hollywood one day,
Yeah.
but what was the expectation? Like, did you have any like, hey, that's like a faraway dream, or did you know that one day like it's gonna happen? Was your immediate goals like that, or were they much smaller?
I think at first I was more into, I really thought I was going to make it there. I thought I had to go there. But actually, now that I'm getting older, I really like Europe. And I think that there's work too. I live in Belgium right now, between
Oh,
France
cool.
and Belgium. And we have some stuff to do. We have a lot of American people come to Europe to shoot some great stuff as well. So you don't have to be in Hollywood. Even American people, they could live in Atlanta or other places. So
Uh,
no, it's okay now. But yeah, sometimes when I do Comic Cons, they tell me, "Oh, so please go to Hollywood and stuff. You'd be great there." But no, I don't think I want to. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But
yeah.
it's okay if it doesn't happen.
I mean, I think at some point your fans might demand it. I mean, but like you said, Atlanta right now is very hot. Like they filmed like The Walking Dead there, and they filmed like
Yeah,
Vampire Diaries. A bunch of really like cult followings for a lot of people are filmed there.
yeah.
Um, Ryan Critchlow shaded this go to New York. There was a bunch of things that were filmed in New York. I remember Salt. I mean, a lot of the Defenders stuff was filmed in New York.
Yeah.
Um, Salt with Angelina Jolie is where's some place that you've always wanted to shoot but haven't shot yet?
Yeah. New York is a good place, but it's more, well, in Europe, we think it's more for maybe theater, so
Mhm.
like Broadway stuff. So it's more, well, it's a bit different than LA. So yeah, it depends on what you want, I guess.
Have you done any singing?
No, I'm so bad.
Oh,
Very
okay.
bad.
Was it
What about
so?
you?
It's not like karaoke. I usually after a few drinks, I'll go and sing anything. But I am also very bad as well. Uh, we were supposed to try to find one when we were at Designer Con in back in November of last year. We couldn't find one, so we just kind of sang along to like the radio in the bar that we were at. Uh, would is that something? I know you've gone to a bunch of cons already with acting.
Mm.
Would you consider going to a designer con or anything that VV is related to in the future?
Yeah, I love to, but for now, I would have to pay for the trip, and I can't afford it, not yet. So
Gotcha.
maybe one day, yeah. I don't know if there are designer cons in Europe as well. It's everywhere in the world, right?
Yeah, yeah, they're in the
So,
UK. I think there's one later this year in the UK as well.
and they're gonna come? Gigi?
They, there were, I don't know, there were talks. I don't know if it's definite, but they do want to be a part of more cons. Actually, they had this one, I think, Elite Con, or it's called Elite Con, I think, and they had just tagged Vivi in it. I don't have the screenshot,
Mm.
but they had just tagged Vivi in it because Vivi's like an official sponsor of Elite Comic Con,
Oh,
whatever it
I
was
heard
called.
of it. Yeah, yeah, I heard of it, but very quickly. Yeah,
Yeah, but
yeah.
that would be that would be I guess a little different, the cons that you're used to. When you go there, what's your experience like?
To cons, well, it's not designer cons I go to. It's just normal comic cons. I'm not sure of the word. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So when I go there, usually you just you have somebody next to you, and like, because you don't touch money or anything, but you just sell your pictures and you sign them, and you go to photo calls, they call it. So like, you take a picture with a person who likes the Harry Potter world, of course.
Yeah,
And what else? You can go on stage and talk about your experience, which is fun too. So yeah, that's what you do.
cool.
Yeah.
Monarch, there's a designer con is in the UK in April. I think Hello K and W Champ were talking about that. Okay, is another YouTuber. I don't know if you know him. There's a bunch of like we all try to go. I do have a party in April as well in New York. If you wanted to fly out for that, it's just a party. It's not necessarily Vivi related. Like the band I got isn't singing like Vivi songs. They're just they're doing like pop punk and stuff like that. But that's another thing I wanted to ask. Like, how in depth have you read, or are you into like the Harry Potter lore?
Yeah, so when I was a teenager, I wasn't too much into it because I was into gym all the time and other stuff. So yeah,
Nice.
I was very sporty and stuff. I didn't really. I wasn't reading at first. Actually, I was just a little kid, just doing fun stuff, but not into reading, which
Yeah.
is actually very fun to do. But I didn't know. But more and more, my it changed, and I started to read more and stuff. And then also, because in acting you have to have a lot of cultural knowledge in general, so you have to watch a lot of films, of course, and you have to
Oh,
read a lot. So yeah, when I actually got the role in Fantastic Beasts, that's when I decided, because I had 1 year before the movie was going to be released.
mhm.
So I decided to read all the books, the Harry
Okay.
Potter books and the Fantastic Beasts book, because there was a little bit of something, even if it's very different from Harry Potter, because it's not the whole story. It's just I don't know how you say in English, but just it's explaining the animals and stuff. Have you seen it, by the way?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I saw it. I think I saw the first one when I was in Germany, and that was really good. And then what was the one with Johnny Depp? Was that the second one?
Yeah, yeah. Actually,
Yeah,
in the
I
first
saw.
one, you can see him, but just a few seconds at the end, if you remember.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I remember that. I remember that was like such a plot twist. I was like, what? Because I didn't know he was gonna be in
Yeah,
it. I don't know if
yeah,
they kept that a
same.
secret.
Yeah, yeah. I didn't know, and I played in it, but they kept the secret for everybody, of course.
Oh,
Because
so when they have stuff like that, is like nobody else allowed on set? There's only like 10 people.
no, it's a lot of people, but they sign a contract, and if they say anything, they're gonna have a lot of problems. So they
Yeah,
don't say anything.
that makes
Yeah.
sense.
And
Okay.
even us as actors, we get our lines and stuff around it, but just a little bit. We don't have the whole plot. I mean, the main actors, they will know everything, but just really the main ones. So I
Oh,
just
so,
had
so you get
a piece of paper. That's all.
so you only get a piece of the puzzle, like with what your
Yeah,
lines are, and that's it.
yeah,
Oh
yeah.
wow.
That's all.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the reason I was asking is because the timeline in which Harry Potter was set was supposed to be in like the 90s, if I'm recalling correctly. And there was like this Reddit post that says like there's no way that all these kids, like they're teenagers, like going to Hogwarts in the 90s and not knowing Wannabe from like Spice Girls, because Spice Girls are like a British band, and like it was never once referenced in the book, and I thought that
Yeah,
was pretty interesting.
it's funny. Yeah, I never thought of it, but yeah, that's true. It was so big at the time. You're right.
Yeah, I don't know. It was I mean, I guess when you're J.K. Rowling and you're kind of worried about feeding yourself and where to live, you're not really concerned about putting a famous pop punk person in the
No, I don't
in the
think
movie.
so.
Um,
How old are you? Are you the same
I,
age as me?
I'm 31. How old are you?
30, 33. I'm your biggest sister.
Really? Oh, you look
Yeah.
great. You look younger. So you look a lot younger than me. I
No.
My friend Lou just posted this photo, and I'm so jealous of people like you guys that can age very gracefully. And like I've aged maybe about, I don't know, like 20 years over the past decade. And people like you, or like my friend Lou, that the 10 years ago and now, like he looks exactly the same.
Yeah. Right.
Um,
Yeah, some
so
people they just think they have the same weight. It's just everything is just the same. Always looks like
yeah,
it.
they have the same box, same whatever. Oh, I don't know if I
Yeah.
could show that. What Because you look so young, do you still get cast as like someone that's still in college?
Maybe not. Maybe I'd say from 23 years old to 30, 33. Just
Okay,
they start to give me roles in which I have a little baby sometimes.
okay,
But yeah, not older than that.
okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
They I don't know if you so there's this one company called Epico Regal, and there's Caliscope that Hello K is also a part of. They put David Yu doesn't really age either, and like who would win in Marvel's Zhu Wenwu versus Epico's David Yu, and it's like them in the Ten Rings.
Very fun. Love it. Did you just got it?
Yeah,
So
I got a little while
people,
ago.
because people send you stuff all the time. How do you? I asked the question this time. How
Yeah,
do
sure.
you? I feel like because I'm watching almost all your videos and you know so much, so it's great. How do you? How do you get all these informations? I guess Twitter and everything you can, but that's very
Yeah.
good. What's your
So
secret?
first of all, I have to say, like, I'm kind of fanboying right now that you watch my stuff. So I have to have someone clip that and just make me like, all right. But it's it's a very much a blessing, a little bit of a curse, because there's so much information coming at me at
Yeah.
once. But that's the great part, is that I now no longer have to do what I used to like 2 or 3 years ago, where I used to go, oh hey, like when I was back and I was buying and selling Pokemon cards like all the time, and
Yeah.
I would be on eBay pretty much when I was not working, or even when I was working, I'd be on eBay every waking hour searching like all the card sales and what have you. Eventually, people would start sending me stuff like, hey, this private deal just happened, you should know.
Yeah.
So that multiplied by like 100 over the last year, where people just send me stuff of private deals that they've done, or there happens to be some French or German or other language person that maybe I don't necessarily know about, and they're doing videos,
Yeah.
and they say, hey, look at this, and pro the Doge, the guy that became a millionaire from investing in Doge, he just
Yeah.
invested $50,000
Yeah.
into OMI.
But when? Because we heard of him a few weeks ago already, and he had already invested as much, or is it just new? He said like a few days ago, and I haven't seen that actually he put more into it, or what?
Yeah, so I think a few weeks ago or last month, he put in that much into the collectibles. I think he
Mm.
bought like Steamboat Willie, he bought a bunch of stuff, and then I think like yesterday or 2 days ago, he had just bought another $50,000 of just OMI and not the collectibles, or at
Oh,
least that's when
fine.
the video came out. So he made a video about it. Um, but yeah, it's just I don't have to look anymore. People
Mm.
send me the info, and a lot of times I can put that in my daily content, whether it's the OMI and VV daily news or it's my streams at night. Uh, but every now and then, like somebody told me about Veve in early 2021, like January of 2021. And if I
Really?
would have known about it, I would have made so much money, so much more money. But I didn't get into it until like March. I downloaded it in February, but I didn't really get into it in March. So sometimes things like that happen where I get really good information, but it gets lost in like the Twitter DMs and the Twitterverse, and I just don't see it.
Mm-hmm.
So people only message me once, and then it gets buried, and I won't see it. So if you're listening, message me multiple times. I'll see it at some point.
Okay, sure. Yeah. It's great
But
because you talk about Glaubert Conte Soto. I have no idea how to pronounce it well for you to understand the Dogecoin guy.
yeah,
How do you say it? If you,
the Dogecoin millionaire
yeah,
or
but I
pro the
mean,
Doge.
but his name is Glaubert Conte Soto, but I say it the French way, so I
Oh,
think that's his
I have no
name.
idea.
Okay, I think that's his name because I actually talked about him on the radio because I also talk about crypto in general at the radio,
Mhm.
and perhaps even before I found out that he was into OMI, I actually talked about him. I made a whole, I made a whole. How do you say it in English? I spoke about him for like 5 minutes at the radio,
Yeah,
and I told his crazy story because he put everything in Dogecoin, and yeah, he really at some point he had a lot, but as I heard he kept it, so it went down, and now I
yeah,
don't know more.
same, same.
Yeah.
I had that not as to a big extent as he did because he had a couple million at one point, like
Hmm.
multiple millions, and
Yeah.
I had only just reached over one,
Hmm.
and I same thing. I held, and then it, it went down
Yeah.
like 60%.
Same.
Like, oof, yeah,
Ouch. Yeah, I
that,
remember. Actually, I was very happy for you when I found out that actually you were at the million mark. But
I did.
yeah, but it's gonna come back. Don't worry.
Oh yeah, no, I know it will.
Yeah,
And
soon.
that's part of the reason why I do the daily videos anyway, because there's I don't know if you ever watched Avatar: The Last Airbender or Legend of Korra.
Haven't watched it.
There's it's so good. There's this guy, Uncle Iroh, who has a line in Legend of Korra, and he says like, "People that look for the dark, they often find it." Um, and that's all or people who look for the light, they'll often find it. But people that search for the dark, that's all they'll ever see. It's kind of similar to Dumbledore's quote.
Yeah.
And I so there's a lot of FUD right now. Like there's MTL's right around the corner, so people are selling their stuff so they can take out some profit. People are
Yeah.
selling their stuff anyway just because of tax season, and then the market's down because of what's happening with Russia and Ukraine. So
Yeah.
there's a lot of FUD out there. There's a lot, and I don't mean that in like a negative. I don't want to dismiss it. But historically, markets always recover. They always come back, and I've been here before. So maybe to some of the new people that did not experience the crash of 2020 or 2008, they can go and learn. Oh, hey, this person's been here before, and he's not worried. So maybe I can save some people from the paper hands.
Yeah.
How did you first get into it, into Veve and OMI? Who did you see first?
So because when I was doing acting, and I've been doing this since I was 12 years old, I knew I had to have a side job. I really had to actually have a real job. So I was a flight attendant, and after COVID, I lost my job, and they gave me a big check because I don't know how you say in English. They just make you go away, but they give you a check anyways.
Okay,
Um,
severance pay.
Yes. And then so I didn't know what to do with it. And first time of my life, I thought, okay, now you're gonna have to invest, do something. Don't just spend all your money for paying for new acting pictures or always traveling, go somewhere to try to find an acting job. It was always related to acting, but I was losing so much money, but I had a lot of fun in my
Yeah,
20s. But yeah, something needed to change because now I have to also, I would like to one day have a home like everybody, so I was thinking what to do. So I first looked at my bank solutions, and
mhm,
well, because of inflation, I thought it was a bad idea to keep my money on just in my bank. So then I looked into the stock market, but I thought it was a bit, not too much happening. And I really wanted to try to have enough money for my acting career so that I would just be okay. If there's 1 month, because it happens a lot for actors, for maybe for 1 or 2 months you're not doing anything, and it's scary. So I wanted to find a better way to make money quickly.
Yeah.
So I looked into crypto, and I think it was because of what happened first. I was looking at YouTube, and there was a French influencer who talked about Veve and OMI, and that's how I found out about it first.
Oh.
That was on April
Okay.
last year, and I really liked it. So I digged into it, of course, and that's how I got into it. And when I arrived, it was very high, the price, like for
Yeah.
a lot of people. And I DCA'd, I bought the dip. That's what I did until I feel like now I'm fine. I put enough into OMI. I regret it a little bit that I didn't put enough into Veve. So now I feel like I don't have too much leverage because I have some good stuff that I don't want to sell. So and now I'm just going to be more careful and wait a little bit longer, try to keep money aside in my bank too. So I don't want to put too much into Veve, and then sometimes you see that there's a great new collectible and you really want it, and you're like, should I put more on what or not?
Yeah.
And it's difficult. You get addicted to it. So.
Very easily addicted. Yeah. I there's two examples where this is why I see this going places, is that my friend Tom, who I used to work with back in the day, he said that I think in like late 2000s, maybe early 2010s, he was with a buddy of his. He drove him to the hospital because his wife was having like a baby. And he was in the room where the nurse was about to bring the newborn to the mother. And now granted, this was the mother's second child or third maybe, but as the nurse was bringing the child to the mother, she's like, hang on, she had to finish up a post on Facebook first before she took the child. So my friend Tom goes, dude, we got to invest in Facebook. And in that same breath, my friend Jay, who I met last year, who I introduced to Veve, he's a lawyer, and his law firm stops at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time because everyone has to get the drop. Like they're dropping everything that they need to do because they're trying to get the drop.
Fun.
So I was like, oh, okay. And this isn't like, they're not kids. They're not people with like that. No, they're like lawyers. They're doing important work. I think maybe. So I knew then, I was like, oh, this is going to be so huge. I saw on your Twitter you have an Elsa.
Yeah.
Is that your favorite collectible?
Yeah, it is. I really believe in it. I would love to get R2D2, but it's unreachable for me. So not yet.
Right now, it's unreachable.
Yeah.
Do you have any OMI in the app?
Yeah, I actually put everything in the app. I should have
Oh,
put
cool.
some on the exchange, but no, I thought, okay,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna wait, and I trust them. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the bridging system will come out, and you'll be able to send it to an exchange.
What did you do? Did you put some on an exchange and some into Veve?
I have most of them on separate trust wallets now. I have 6 trust wallets, and 5 of them still have the Go OMI. Like they still have the Go and on the Go chain, and I only have 1 trust wallet that's got the ERC20 OMI. And I figured that if I need to pay for like taxes or need to pay for anything, I could just use that one. I could still have like 100 million left. But I do have a good amount on the app as well. I have enough to stake that $50,000 staking tier, so I have enough there. But same thing, I would love, even if they brought out OMI to NFT tomorrow. I think OMI is too low right now for me to take some and buy Elsa and buy R2D2 and buy everything.
Yeah.
Because I would want OMI to go up a little bit first before I did that. But
Mhm.
obviously, when that happens, then collectibles go up. So it's a double-bladed sword. You mentioned Star Wars. Is that something you'd like to act in one day?
Um, it's gonna be hard if I get the chance, of course.
Yeah.
But if I had to choose, actually, I would like to keep playing in Harry Potter because I love
Okay,
it even more. Yeah, yeah.
that'd be great.
And in Comic Cons, so interesting thing. Um, People, fans of Harry Potter, they are more likely to buy everything about Harry Potter. So they are really the ones that make the most money to people selling at Comic Cons. So it's even more than Star Wars. I found out about that, and I thought it was
Oh,
interesting.
so cool.
So when they're gonna come to Veve, it's gonna be great. They're
That's
gonna
a
want
really
everything.
interesting. I
Yeah,
wouldn't expect that's so interesting because Harry Potter's still. I mean, it's almost 30 years old now. It came out I think in like what 2000. Well, the books came out in the 90s, um, but the movies came out in like early 2000s. So even at like a 20-year-old franchise, that is, I'm kind of surprised to hear that is outselling Star Wars, which has been around for like 40 plus years.
yeah,
So I thought that was really interesting. What
yeah.
what are the fans mostly like kind of our age that grew up with it, or are they all all over?
Um, I think it's everyone more than Star Wars. Star Wars is getting it's more older people who love it, but and because the last movies were not so liked as I heard, so some people just well prefer other stuff, I guess. So yeah,
Yeah.
Harry Potter has more fame, even if Star Wars is even more famous. But yeah, yeah, it's
Do you
not the
have?
same.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. I mean, they both took over the world, and
Mhm.
I mean, I've never waited online at midnight for a Star Wars book or a Star. I mean, I have waited online for Star Wars like movie releases, but I remember waiting online for the books years ago. It was good times.
Yeah.
Uh, are
Mm.
there any Harry Potter movies coming out now that we might not know about that they're filming or they're doing casting for?
So if the third one is working well, the Fantastic Beasts third movie,
Mhm.
then they're gonna shoot the fourth and the fifth. And so I'm not in the third, but if there is no success, then I'm not gonna be able to play my part again. So I just hope that people are gonna go to the movie
Yeah.
theaters and watch it.
Do you
But
know when that comes out?
April,
Okay,
yeah.
I'll go and see it twice for you.
Thank you. Yeah, but it's strange because online, so many haters, so many people say, because of what's going on with J.K. Rowling, and I don't know if you heard of it, because
Yeah.
she had some comments. So yeah, some people are really against her, and even because they changed the actor, so Johnny Depp, and now it's Mads Mikkelsen, so a different actor. So people are
Yeah.
really unhappy about it online. But actually, when you go to Comic Cons, so many people are still in love with these films, and it's
Yeah, of
just
course.
internet and versus real life is different.
Yeah.
So yeah.
No, it's I mean it's magic, and I love Harry Potter world. That's like I me and my girlfriend have not arguments. We have like kind of different ideas of where we want to move in Florida because I want to go to Orlando where Harry Potter world is, and I have like two friends there. I don't have like a whole mess of friends there, but she has people that she knows in a little farther south in Florida and like West Palm Beach or Jupiter. So, um, but I would go every chance I got because it's amazing. But I remember Googling and like trying to do some digging on what J.K. Rowling said. Like it was happened like a year ago, and it wasn't even like bad. It wasn't anything like crazy, like derogatory or insulting. I was like, this doesn't. Yeah, it's just people trying to be over up in arms about something.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. Well, actually, I don't really know either because I feel like it's so it's about a world that I don't especially know, and I don't know. My English is very good, but still, it's not. I don't really get the point of the whole thing. So I don't want to judge because I know she looked at my tape. Actually, she picked me, so I just owe her so much. I love her so much.
Oh, that's
that
great.
I want to not think about stuff. I
Yeah.
mean, I understand that some people maybe got hurt, and I respect that. So I don't want to take sides.
Yeah, no, I hear you.
Yeah,
She is, I guess, very much involved in casting,
yeah, she
like
is
still.
actually. Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. She picks everyone
Oh,
who
okay.
has at least a line. Yeah, she will pick.
Oh,
Yeah.
so they don't have like their own casting director. It's just her. She's the one that picks.
I think they do. Yes, they do. But then at the end, she has a word. Of course, she
Okay.
says yes, okay, or not. I think she might see maybe the two last actresses or actors who are maybe gonna get the part, and then she
Yeah.
decides or something. Yeah.
Oh, cool. Who was the who's the one that was like most pleasurable to work with? Like, oh, I loved working with this person. This is great.
You mean in Fantastic Beasts, right? You mean with all the people
Yeah.
I met?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I was not in my scene. It was not here, but Eddie Redmayne, the main character
Yeah.
is very humble, very very kind. So when they were doing my makeup in the van, he was next to me, and it was great to talk to him. Yeah.
Oh, cool. What's he like?
He was very happy because he was nominated for some award. I don't remember, but a very big one. And
Oh, cool.
so he was just very very happy about that. Yeah. So
Yeah. He's
yeah.
he's in that what do you call it? He played Stephen Hawking. I
Mm.
think that's the one he got nominated for.
Yeah, 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 yeah. But it was not Oscars. It was the one before. How do you call it? I forgot.
The Golden Globe?
Yes, this one. Yeah, I think that was
Cool.
this one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, he was feeling that, well, probably inside him, because everybody loved this film so much. So yeah, it's just a honor when you know that you will even be nominated is great. So yeah,
Yeah,
so
your
I'm
name
very
gets out
happy.
there and then get
That's
you, I
cool.
mean probably get offers out the yin yang. Like even you yourself said you had a casting. You said yesterday or today that you had.
Today
Can you say what that was for?
that was for an American series coming to Paris.
Okay.
uh, but I don't know if because sometimes they don't say, so it's called Bloom, but I don't know if that's the real name of the series.
It might
So
just be like a fake name.
yeah, yeah, and that
Yeah.
happened with Fantastic Beasts as well. So yeah, that was named Boswell. I don't know why.
Oh, so you
um,
didn't know you were
I knew when I no, I knew because when
okay.
you know that you'll have to go to the studios there.
Mhm.
Well, you know what's shooting right now, so you know that's right.
Oh, okay, that makes
Yeah,
sense.
yeah. And when I arrived and I saw the producer, I thought, okay,
Yeah.
no, this is a short thing. But yeah,
You
yeah.
you mentioned before having to do a lot of research on different cultures. Is there any accents that you could do really well, or accents that you're just like, I'll never play this person because I can't get the accent down?
The British accent I can do, and American accent if I really get. So
Sorry about
right
that.
now I'm a little
Yeah.
nervous, but oh, Wendy.
Oh yeah. Wendy's been all over this chat, saying hi everyone, and
Oh,
yeah,
oh, she's so kind.
yeah. She's
Hi.
great. She's great. Everyone loves you in this chat. Can you see the chat, or do you need?
No, I don't see it. How to see it? Oh yeah,
Uh,
right.
yeah,
Now I see
it's just everyone that don't tell boss. People taking off work to listen to you.
it. Nice. Thank you,
Yeah.
guys.
So you
If
said you do British accent. Hmm?
Yeah, British accent and American accent when I'm not scared. So like right now, I know it's a mix between different probably accents. But if I'm really focused and I've learned the lines before, checked how it sounds and stuff, my American accent is good, well, good enough so that I can go to castings and perhaps hope for a role.
Oh,
Uh,
cool.
yeah. Trying
That
my
would be
best,
fun.
but I used to go to America a lot. So LA, I went to Philadelphia, I went to New York, Louisiana. But since 2015. I haven't been too much, so you lose it so quickly. You always have
Yeah.
to learn again and again and again. So I have a coach as well. Sometimes I'm taking just an hour with him so that I try to remember.
Oh, okay. Cool.
It's a lot of work, and you have to pay for so much stuff. You have to pay for your classes, your pictures, as I said, coaches, everything. So yeah, and then finally, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, I mean,
no, sorry.
and it's okay. Then finally, you get more contracts, and then finally, you're all set to work more and more. And I'm trying my best here. I'm touching wood. Now it's working, but it took me 20 years actually. Because then when I was busy as a flight attendant, I was too busy to actually book enough roles, and I was sad about it.
Yeah, I can imagine. You mentioned before big cities like LA and New York and Philly, but then you mentioned Louisiana. What was in Louisiana that you had?
It was because at the time, before Georgia, Louisiana was the place to go where if you wanted to actually work in smaller films than Hollywood. And then I think they changed the tax system there or something. It was not so interesting for movies to shoot there. So I had an agent there, actually. And then she stopped, and because everything changed. So that's why I went actually to just sign the contract and visit. And I love Louisiana. It's beautiful. I love it. Have you ever been there?
No, actually, one of my best friends is from there. Like the videos that I used to shoot were in like my friend's basement. It was in a room that I was renting out, and he's from Abbeville, Louisiana. I don't know if it's. I don't know how far away it is from like a major city, but he said he would go down for Mardi Gras each year when he was younger. So he said that was a lot of fun. Have you been to Mardi Gras?
No, never.
What about you? What are the? I have not been to Mardi Gras. I've been to a lot of other different places to party. One of which, a few places in Europe too. One of which was I was with this girl in 2016, and we decided to go to a club. And like I was all over Europe at this point, and I just happened to be in the UK. And there was a club called. She said, "Do you want to go to Club GAY?" And I was pretty drunk, and I'm thinking like European club called like Gway. Like I'm not thinking that it says gay. And then we go there, and I was like, "There's a lot of like hot dudes around." I was like, "Is this?" And then I was like, "Oh yeah, this is." So that was an interesting one. that was like an episode of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. I don't know if you ever seen that show.
I heard of it many times, but yeah, it's not so famous in Europe, so I haven't watched it.
Have you ever gone to like any of those like big premieres and parties and seen other people like kind of get a little tipsy?
You mean in general, right? Not related to movies. Yeah, when I was younger, but then not so much. Every time I go to a party, well, not like that if I come to yours, I promise. But I want to read or do something different. I don't like nightclubs and stuff. But yeah, for you, it's going to be different. I hope your band is going to be good.
yeah, they're great. They're the guy that I showed before, the guy Lou, who like doesn't age. He's in the band, so he doesn't. He's been doing it for a while.
If it's April, I'm not sure I'm going to be able to come, but maybe next one.
Okay. Yeah. I'm hoping to do something in October with hopefully OMI's up a little bit by that point. If it's like up, at a couple pennies, then I would say we'd go to Orlando. And I did tell everyone at the time that if they had a secret rare alligator Loki, I'd pay for their ticket into Universal or into Disney, wherever we go. I'll also pay for everyone's OMI tattoos. So if you want to get an OMI tattoo, totally.
Okay, sure. I mean, I'm interested.
You getting one? You get an OMI tattoo?
I think I would. Yeah, it would be so fun. So yeah.
Somebody clip that as well. We need to get video evidence of you saying you'd get that.
I love a small one though, because then when you work as an actress, they always have to remove it if you play in a in a film from like before or something.
Yeah. Do they have like? How do they do that? Do they do like tape or do they do paint? What do
they paint it mostly. Okay. I think it takes a long time.
I was like, how does that work if you're doing like a running scene and you're like sweating or something like that? Can you sweat it
Yeah.
off?
No, I guess not. No, don't, because they put so much that no, it's not so easy to go away, I
Okay,
think.
good.
Yeah, I would
Oh,
think so.
we have a couple of people asking like that they were really shocked about Ready Player One and how amazing movie that was. I
Yeah.
know you said you were playing as an extra and you were there for about 9 days.
Mm.
But what was that like outside of people saying don't touch Steven Spielberg and don't harm the cargo? What was that like? What was the atmosphere like and the actors? Were people nervous or were they just excited to be there?
No, nobody was nervous. We felt like we had to be very professional, so we just wanted to do a good job. We were like, so we were supposed to be fit extras. So they asked for so much stuff. Actually, it was 9 days of hard work. When I was going back home, I was tired. I would sleep for 10 hours and then go back.
Oh my God.
Yeah, because you had to move, like, because it's like these pods. I don't know if you remember in the film, but we were um standing on kind of a pod and have to so use a gun or maybe pretend that we are driving something
Mhm.
stuff. So yeah, so many different things, and yeah, we couldn't really get too close from Spielberg. What else? Oh yeah, he got mad because because
What?
my, because my hair was going everywhere because of the people making the hair who they didn't do a good job with me or something. So
Yeah.
they took me so meanly, but it was not my fault. I don't think he said just throw her away or something. But the people around him are very stressed. Yeah,
I can imagine. Yeah.
not
Uh,
him, but yeah. So, because it's a lot like that with famous people. So they're actually kind, humble, nice, but it's the
mhm.
people around who act like how do you say in English, words like mean dogs,
Oh, all right. Like
Yeah,
Karen's.
yeah, so
Yeah.
yeah.
Uh, so that's so interesting to hear like what he gets mad at, like the people, and it's just so that you said it's not even your fault. To throw her away. Oh my God, it's horrible.
It's my
Um,
hair. It was too messy, so it was ugly
so
on screen, probably.
so when you said that they had to hire fit people, like it was people that had background in fitness and gymnastics. I don't know you said you'd done that for like 20
Yeah,
years, right?
as long as you were kind of fit, then you
No.
could do it. Yeah, as long as you would be able to say, okay, after 6 hours, I'm not tired. I could run again. I could do different more things. Then
Yeah.
fine. Yeah, yeah. But I guess when you are very into, if you really want to be in this film and stuff, you're very motivated. And well, it's
Uh,
okay. You could have done this.
you said when you were younger you were very sporty. What did you get into? Was it like boxing? Was it running? Was it gymnastics? What'd you have?
Gymnastics. But how do you say in English? It does. So the two bars. How do you say?
Where you're hanging and then you're
Yes,
like flipping yourself and
and and stuff.
oh yeah. I don't know what that's called, but I know what you're talking about. Where they yeah.
Yeah, or you go on. How do you say? I don't know the words in English because it's. I never
I
talked
don't know
about
the
this.
words in English. Like I know what we're talking about. I don't know what they're called.
Or when you fly on the floor, like you jump and you. Well,
Yeah,
anyways, you get me.
I've I've seen a bunch of crazy TikTok videos where there's a bunch of people that they'll just do a quick jump and then they'll go like 20 feet in the air. It's nuts. It's like they have springs in their legs. It's ridiculous. Um,
Crazy. Did you work in
so
the military before? Right.
yes, I was in the United States Air Force from 2012 through 2016.
Okay. Have you ever been to DC?
Yes.
Yeah. Because
Yeah.
I met somebody, and I swear it could be you,
I feel
but
like
I
I
don't know.
remember, but
No,
did you
yeah.
announce who you were when you met the
No,
person?
no, it
Okay.
was a long time ago. I hadn't done
Okay.
anything, but it's the same. I don't know. I see, perhaps because I see so many videos about you, the YouTube videos, and maybe in my head now it's the same person, but I feel like I've known you before. Probably not
So
true.
so years ago, what was the setting? Were they in the military at the time?
Yes,
Okay.
and it was in a youth hostel. Is that possible?
No, when I was in DC, most of the time I was not in uniform.
Oh,
So that probably was not me.
oh, too
Unfortunately,
bad.
that would have
Oh
been a
no.
crazy story. We would have been like that Spider-Man meme, like we met each other before.
Right.
But have you ever thought about in the service when you were younger? Because you were very, I know you said you wanted to act, but you were very, sporty and in shape. Did you ever get the feeling to go do that?
To do what?
To go in
Military?
the military? And yeah.
No, 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 no. I don't know why. I couldn't explain, but no, because I was into art since I was 12, so it was what I wanted to do. So yeah, if I
No.
didn't know what to do, or maybe when I was a flight attendant, I could have worked for the French state back then, but no, I worked for a Chinese company. It was very hard, very difficult.
Oh.
10
What was the most?
years.
Oof. Well, what was the most difficult job you've ever had?
This one,
Yeah.
that was really hard because the
What did that
management.
entail?
Because the management was very different from people managing a team as you could see in Europe. So the way they just act, and it's very nurturing. So it gives you a lot of experience, and then you adapt to every kind of situation once you've worked with people so different from you, the way they're raised and the way they question things and the way they say yes or no to somebody, and it's very interesting.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So that when you are given lines and you have to memorize a lot of them, that's pretty easy for you when you have to read all that and then so your memory's
Yeah,
pretty good.
yeah, because it's not many wines actually. Not so
Okay.
many. So like 6 wines and cocktails, you have to remember how to make them. And
Oh,
what I
I meant like lines that you're reading, like for like you have a
yeah.
script and you have to memorize those lines. Like,
Ah, you mean as an actress?
yeah,
I
I'm
thought
sorry.
in menus.
No, that was my bad. My pronunciation was not good there.
Sorry. No, it gets easier with time because you do that almost every day, so then it gets easier.
Get used to it.
Yeah.
Gotcha. If I could bother you for a translation real quick, Frank Sobaka said something, not 100% sure what it means.
Okay, so he says, hello, I've been studying in Bordeaux, in the University of Bordeaux for 10 months. He did
Oh,
that
cool.
before, so he used to, yeah.
Good job, Frank.
Yeah, nice.
What was
Bordeaux is
your?
very nice.
I haven't. And I haven't. I really should travel back there. I haven't been to France in a number of years. What
Yeah,
was
try
the
Belgium.
Belgium?
Try Belgium.
They have good waffles there.
Oh, yes. Chocolate, waffles, beer.
I've
Just
had
go there.
Belgian beer before. There, yes, it's very good. I
Mm-mm.
was in Germany when I had it, but yes, I've had it before. I don't know
Okay.
which ones they were. When you were in school with all these other aspiring actors and actresses, did you see anyone that you thought like, hey, that person has like a gift, they have talent and rewrite? Did you go to school with anyone that we might know?
No. No, it's so hard to make it to actually really. So you have all these dreams, and then most people, so they are 20 years old, they
Hmm.
start trying to be an actor, and after a few years, if they have no result, they will just stop. So more and more people stop, and actually when you get to your 30s, it's starting to become a little bit easier because not so much more competition.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Yeah, but some people are really talented. Actually, I feel like it has a lot to do with confidence when you're in front of the camera,
Yeah,
and so some people you think they have talent, but it's just confidence. Some people they also really study characters before, and so everybody really has a different way to work. But as long as you're natural when you're in front of the camera, that's just the most important thing. So yeah.
I've actually always wanted to do that, some type of act. I know my range. I could only do a couple of different types of characters, but I feel like that works well for some people where they get typecasted. Um, how much? I mean, you've done this a lot, so you know how much would it cost for headshots and acting shot and stuff like that to, like, if someone like me were to start from scratch at 31, how much would that cost per month?
Yeah, headshots, I believe it should be $500 in Hollywood, minimum. Because when I used to, so I actually did a headshots there in like maybe 10 years ago. It was already 400, so it has to be more. That, well, you would have to take classes. They're so expensive. But as long as you are motivated, just do it. I mean, why not? Once you'll be getting to your million again, you can do whatever you want and feel free to do so. You know.
That's true. I'd love it. I mean, I also I have written a bunch of things also. Most of them got awful, but some of them I think are really, really good, and they're really funny. And I would like to at some point turn that into like a Netflix series or even just like shorts, like cartoons, animated, whatever. Have you done any voiceover work?
Yeah, a little bit, but not too much. And now I have my first, in 10 days, I have my first dubbing work. So, you know,
nice.
Yeah, it's so nice. I'm so glad. So it should be fun.
What's that on?
The thing with dubbing is that they don't tell you what you're going to work for before you get in. So when you get in the room, they tell you, but not before. So I don't even know if it's a series or a film.
Okay.
I don't know anything. Yeah.
Cool. Did you ever want to work in animation, like voice acting?
Yeah. But it's also, so another thing, it's worse in Europe. So you can't really do many different things. So it's like actors for plays and actors for dubbing and actors, and you know, they don't really mix. So it's always a different network. If you work in cinema, if you work for theater, if you work for dubbing, if you work for voiceover, so all the time you need to know more people and try to dig your hole to work.
Gotcha. I just had a thought where if they want to give our Veve NFTs utility, and it doesn't necessarily have to be utility, that'd be great if you can go and you have like 10 different things. Like, let's say you want your character to be out in the Veveverse, but you're away from keyboard, like you're sleeping or whatever. You could be an NPC in other people's worlds where you have your Elsa out there and they say, oh, talk to this person. And you have like 10 things that she could say. If you could do that, what would you say? What would you have your Elsa say to other people as they walk by?
No idea. That's a hard one. What's your favorite color? What's your favorite NFT? Because you know mine, but what's yours, by the way?
Probably Alligator Loki.
I know.
Outside of that, I don't know. Maybe Susan Storm.
Yeah.
Or Storm. I think they're very rich characters and they're very, very powerful. And I would want them to say a couple, maybe have them like say like this Storm's like an Omega level mutant, and for her to say like, don't forget to tip your waitress. Like, I think that'd be funny. Like, what? I wouldn't expect her to say that.
Yeah, good idea.
Yeah.
You're creative.
Yeah, a little bit. I have, like I said, I have a lot of ideas, like heads filled with millions of ideas, but I don't know which ones are good and which ones are bad. So I'll write everything down, and some ones that I think are good, I run with. Some things that aren't, I wind up in videos. It's like, hey guys, I had this thought, and sometimes people like it, sometimes they don't. I would love to, dude. If I were to get I don't know if this would be considered a waste of money, but in like years down the road when OMI's like $1 and I have so much money, I would love to write like a movie. It'd be great if you could act in it. Would you like to? Would you agree to that?
Yes.
All right, got my first actress pinned
But
down.
write me a good role then.
I'll try. I mean, I don't know if you'd have to do like an American accent, or if I could write someone that is, obviously French or British accent, right? You could do those.
Yeah.
Well, French, obviously. Um, we shall see. When you went to the Fantastic Beasts, did you go to the premiere of that? Like when they rolled out opening night, you did?
No,
Is that
no, because my role was small, and so there was something that's not very helpful in my career. It could have been better if it was not like that, but because this was a last minute request from J.K. Rowling. I didn't go through the casting director, but I went to the studio and they booked me. So they did a casting there, and she wasn't there, the casting director.
yeah.
So in the papers, they couldn't put me in the end credits because of that. Yeah, so I think they even forgot about me for the premiere. I don't know. I'll never know. That's a
Oh
bit
man.
sad. Yeah, yeah. But still, when I was there, they told me that that I could come back. Welcome to the family. We took you because you're very natural, the way you act, and the man next to you also, so who played my
Yeah.
husband, and you could be called back, and we will try. So you will not be in the end credits, but we will try to put you in the end credits for the DVD, which they
Okay.
didn't. Probably they couldn't do it either. But next time, yeah, if there's my name, it's going to help me more.
That'd be good.
So.
Good. I'm glad. Yeah, you need to get your just desserts. You need to be able to go and get that credit. Wendy likes your nails. She said they're red, like the red circle of the. AR is very glad you're in the community. Everyone is totally glad.
Thank you.
That we have more and more people in here.
That's kind.
The people like my interviews. It's pretty fun. So what is, well, you've been in, I was at Ready Player One. You've been in a Harry Potter series. What is next for you? I know you might have the sequels that you'll probably be in, because I imagine these will do pretty well. But what is something that you want to do next?
Because I told it to newspaper already, I won't say too much, but I have a small role in a Disney Plus series, but it's a French thing.
Okay.
But maybe it's gonna be. I think they're gonna release it everywhere. I think so. So I'll tell you more when I can.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
So that
is that.
So that French, it's specifically just in French, and there's no.
I think there's not going to be dubbing because they don't do that.
Yeah.
They do it from English to other languages, but not the other way around. I feel like, but probably it's going to be subtitled, I would guess. So yeah.
Okay.
We'll see. Yeah.
And it's a series, not a movie.
Series. Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, let me know when that comes out, or when you can say stuff, and I'll plug it. I'll be like, guys, we got to go watch this.
Sure. Still a small role because it's hard to. So it's like stairs. You go up, go up, go up. But it's just little by little. So I get bigger roles than before, but it takes time. It takes forever.
No, I get it. It was any part of you when you were younger, and maybe you didn't have this much success, or you're just like, I'm done. I can't do it. I like being a airline stewardess, or you never give up.
No. And I think I'm the same with investments. I'm not going to give up. I'm never going to fud. I'm just going to wait. I'm going to be patient. I think you got to be strong, and wait and be patient. Yeah, that's the key. So
same. Once this tax bill in next month is taken care of, I'll start adding to OMI again. I did get another 100,000 OMI like 2 weeks ago, so I am adding where I can, but I do have that big tax bill. Once that's done, then I'll be able to go and invest a lot more. On Twitter, it said you were an OMI millionaire, right? So you do have more than 1 million OMI.
Yeah. I can tell. I don't care.
Oh yeah. What's the?
2.6 which is not a lot, I know. Compared to you, well, but it's okay.
But you still got multiple millions of OMI, should be
Yeah.
multiple millions of dollars at that point in the future, definitely this decade. What what would you do when OMI does hit and suddenly and now you do have, well, you don't need to work anymore. Um, where will you go then when you have a bankroll and you can do literally whatever you want? What would be your plan then?
I think I'll just keep doing what I do because I
Yeah,
couldn't see myself not doing this. So,
yeah,
but just I would not be scared anymore. And that's the best thing about it. Just knowing that you will be fine and you don't have to count on anybody because I never asked for anybody's money. I just always worked and always tried to support myself. And just knowing that I'll be fine will be such a release when it happens. So
yeah.
I really hope that it's going to happen soon. So just that I feel at ease so that I can do my work as an actress without feeling scared, or because it's not very good for art also. When you're stressed you can't really create enough. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's
I
what I want.
in times of turmoil, I look to older people that said like, yeah, I've messed up and blew my life away completely at 25 and then again at 40. And they're like 50 something, 60 something years old. Be like, listen, if I were your age and I started from zero, I'd be completely happy. Like they would trade me my position just because of not that we're 20 anymore, but just because of our youth compared to them.
Hmm.
So looking at older people and be like, they'll be fine.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. How did you get into Omi and Vivi yourself? Did you watch a video first, or oh no, your friend, right? You said you had a friend.
yeah, it was someone on Instagram where I was really big into Earth 2. I still am. Earth 2 is the one thing I never sold
Mm.
when I put everything into OMI. And they had said like, "Hey, I love your videos on Earth 2. You should check out Veve." And it's like, "Yeah, I'll get to it eventually." And it wasn't until I was looking for Earth 2's crypto that I thought they would use because it was supposed to be on the Go chain. I was like, okay, so it's probably going to be a high mass token worth very little. It's like, oh, OMI, that makes perfect sense. And then I found this guy Earth 2 Mastery who used to cover Earth 2 as well. He had made a couple videos on OMI, and then Orion Crypto Trader, who says come to DC. He had a video explaining the tokenomics, and I was like, oh, this is pretty awesome. So that's how I found it. And at the time, my goal was to just buy Bitcoin and do Earth 2, and then just retire, live. That was it. And then I
Yeah.
saw OMI. I was like, and I found out everything with the tokenomics and who was involved and the license they had for BV. I was like, this is stupid undervalued, and it still is. Like all this, it's been trading sideways
Gosh.
forever. So
Yeah. Last time you bought, it was during the very big dip because of what happened with Ukraine.
I was yes, yeah, I bought at like 0.00. I think I bought at like 0.003 or 0.0035.
Hmm.
So it was only 100,000 extra 100,000 OMI. So, but it was still like, oh, this is great.
Yeah,
Um,
I should have. I actually regret when I saw that it was down like that. I
but
wanted to, and I thought, oh, maybe tomorrow, and then it was up again, and I thought, oh, okay, whatever.
so I know you said you have it in the app now. What exchange do you use to buy it?
Yeah, I use Ascendex. I know I don't really know why, so this is a good question. So I feel like it's more for American people. It's more BitForex.
Mhm.
So you don't have Ascendex, or you do?
I don't think we have access to it now.
I know, right? Yeah, that's why. Then it makes sense.
Uh,
Mm.
but it's again, this is just when Bitforex and Ascendex are having like promos and they're advertising, hey, come buy OMI. I'm pretty sure that's because they know their days are numbered, and we're going to get exchanges at some point this year, hopefully in a few months. So that'll be exciting.
And I have another question.
Yeah.
How many would you say? What's the percentage of women into VV according to you? So like 2%, 5%, 15, or
Um, I would say probably it's hard because a lot of women that are in Veve, they might not necessarily be into the token. And a lot of people that watch me are, so I would say probably about 5%, maybe 5
Five?
to 7%.
Yeah, I would think so.
Yeah.
Mm.
But I mean, a lot of them do have action figures, like the action figures that are on Veve are with Spider-Man and Batman. A lot of them are geared towards boys and men. But my girlfriend likes some Mermicornos. I feel like a lot of guys that are into it, they get their girlfriends into it, and they find certain things that they like. So
Yeah.
I would say there. But we need more women. Tell all your
Yeah.
girlfriends about it. Have you told your friends about this?
Yeah, a few actually. Yes, some people. Actually, a girl. There's a girl. I made her buy Deadpool, but I was just after the big run. You know when it really went up. So like January 20th or something, and then you know it began
Oh
to
no.
crash. So she's like, what did you make me do? I said, please wait. Please be patient. Just trust me. I'm your friend. It's
Yeah,
gonna go back up. I keep telling her that, and she trusts me. That's good.
yeah.
And
I did that
also
with my
two
friend.
guys. Yeah.
Yeah, I did it with my friend Joe recently. He bought a common Steamboat Willie at like $1,300, and then just, I was like, "Oh, I'm sorry."
Oh
So I
shit.
bought another one with him. I bought one at like 1,000. It's like I see I'm buying here as the dip, and then it dipped again. It's like, oh man, I'm sorry. But it's all like I'm hodling. I'm holding right now. Um,
Yeah, you have to explain to them that they have to be patient.
yeah. Um, so yeah, some process for those types of roles. Monarch is wondering about, like, how do you get into character? How you get ready for certain things?
For anything, right? Not just Ready Player One.
Yeah, anything in general. How do you try to get into character?
First, I need to learn the lines. I need to feel good about them. I need to not think about them anymore and not hesitate on the words. That's something I hate. So I like to have my lines a long time before to get them before.
Mhm.
And then after that, I will try to. So there are different ways to study a character, and when you're at school they tell you, so there's this technique or this technique. So one is more physical. You have to perhaps try to find an animal who is like your character and stuff, or you have to think about the past, the present, the future of the character, the every action what he wants into in a scene to get to the next one. So that's the Messner technique, and the other one is the Chekhov technique, and that's the two techniques I learned. And then you
Okay.
make your own thing. Yeah.
Okay. Good to know. I'll
Yeah.
uh I'll need you as my senpai if I ever get into acting.
I'll
That
be your
would be
teacher.
yes, that'd be a big fear of mine though. Like writing like this masterpiece and me just messing it up because I need to act in it, and I'm the one like bringing the whole production down.
Don't do that.
That'd be crazy.
Not the
Um,
first one. Then maybe you could do it when you're crazy rich because you did a good first one. So
yeah, that's
you'll be
possible.
rich anyways because you have more
That's true.
than
That's
100
true.
million owns.
Yeah, 130 now. So
Wow.
try.
I'm so jealous, but in a good way.
Thank you. There's oh yeah, Maxwell got into OMI as well because he found me talking about Earth 2.
Yeah.
Have you ever given any of these NFTs as gifts yet?
Not yet. I want to, but I want to do a giveaway. Actually, I received two. So there's one I gave back, but I took something else. So like he gave me a comic, and I gave something another comic, and I thought it was fun. And there's also Nina who gave me a very nice one, a Black Panther. I want to give her something back. I found
Oh,
it,
nice.
and I'm waiting for her QR code, but she's not sending it. So if you're looking, if you're watching this, do it, my friend. Give it to me so I can give you a nice collectible to say thank you.
Cool.
Yeah, because I didn't have any leverage, so people were nice. They were like, okay, you know, I'll give you that. It's so kind. People are like
Yeah,
that in the community.
the
So
community
it's
is great.
great.
This is, and I've said this before, outside of the military or maybe sometimes in Earth 2, I haven't felt this type of camaraderie. And and yeah, again, outside of those two things, ever.
Mm.
So this is a great family. Like Wendy can tell you, or Taps Trades, anyone that's like on my fridge that was in DesignerCon,
Yeah.
that was like one of the greatest weekends ever.
Oh,
And it's not just because we were partying; it was a little bit because we were partying.
yeah.
But just seeing everyone, and we all had like the same dream, meeting the team as well. You'll have a good time there. They're going there in April in the UK. Somebody mentioned that before. I don't know where it was, but um, DesignerCon. So hopefully they'll you can
Actually,
go.
I saw the videos of the designer con, so I know I feel like you had fun. I could see it. There was Wendy,
Yeah,
everybody actually. I mean, many of you, yeah, were there.
yeah. We had the OMI homies there, Max and Janie, and then
Yeah.
we met one of the artists, which was cool. Luke Chu is
Hmm.
artist of the Ghost Bears. I have
Yeah.
that set because he's
Mm,
just because I met him that day. I was like, all right, I'll buy the set.
I like
Uh,
it.
yeah. So there's a couple of things that I was going to save for a video tomorrow, but I'll totally go over with you right now because they're interesting. Have you gone and taken the gotten the update yet?
Which update?
So there's an update on Veve where if you go to the Play Store or the iOS store, and
Mhm.
there's a promo code,
No.
and yeah, so there's a promo code now. I don't know if that is full, and you can go and right now that you nothing is like valid, like 10% off or promo code whatever.
Really?
But in the future, I think when they have some like high mint items, you'll be able to go and put promo code like 10% off or promo code BB whatever, and you'll be able to get something off. And
I
it
can't
could be a
see it.
referral code for. Or do you
With
have Android or Apple?
Apple. Is that
Maybe
why?
it's just, and you updated the app.
No, since maybe 3 days. So that's why you think?
Yeah, yeah. So updated. It just came out I think this morning. And when you go and update it, that should be there. Um, but that might also be a promo code saying like, hey, put in somebody else's username, and maybe that other person gets like 1% of whatever you buy. Like if you put in like $1,000, maybe they get like $10, something like that. I thought that would be cool.
Nice. They didn't announce this. They didn't tell anybody, right?
I don't believe so. I think the last thing that they had said was users have reported service unavailable, security requirement, and heavy load errors today.
Mm.
And they just said to do a hard restart or uninstall/reinstall in some cases, and that resolved the issue. But they didn't mention anything about the update, which I thought was interesting.
Yeah,
Um,
strange.
yeah. Some other news we had: Veve Viral. He bought his 10th Superman yesterday, and today he bought his 18th Todd. So he
Oh,
went crazy on that.
oh no. Oh, I don't even want to look. This is too sad. Oh wow. That's
He's
cool.
got so many. I know Else is like your favorite. Do you have any other like bigger ones? Like do you have a Superman? Do you have an alligator
Um,
Loki? What's
I want an alligator, but I didn't get it. No, I have small stuff, but that I like. For example, the root, the the how do you say in English, the plant in the
the plan?
Guardians of in the galaxy with the tree,
Oh, Groot. Groot.
Yeah,
I am
Groot,
Groot.
Groot, Groot, Groot. Okay, yes, I have the comment because wait, I mean 25 gems for FA. I mean
Yeah.
this is crazy. So I got
Yeah.
it.
Good. And that's under retail too, because when you were able to buy it at the store, it was $40. So 40 gems. So yeah, it's a great buy.
Yeah,
Good. Good for you.
and then I have the motorcycle that I really love.
Nice.
It's beautiful. So the Black Panther, thanks to my friend, John T. Jig, so the common Mickey.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. There's the collectible I want to send to my friend, so I'm not telling what it is because I want her to have the
Okay.
surprise. And then I had comics before, but then I feel like now I'm more into collectibles, so I'm selling. I kept Dark Hawk, and
Okay.
Alpha Flight I kept.
Nice.
Yep.
Well, Black Panther I haven't gotten yet. I do want that.
Mm-hmm.
And the other one was that you mentioned was the motorcycle. Like I have the Ecto ones, I have the DeLoreans. I really want to get all the vehicles, and I think that's a first appearance motorcycle. Like I don't
Yes.
think there's any others. I think Batgirl in like the Cover Girls, she has like a scooter, but that's completely different. I don't count that as a motorcycle.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah. Different.
yeah, uh, Cobra
It's
Collective, Happy Monday.
first edition because of the sound, or because it's a motorcycle, you think?
Oh no, it is first edition because it's art. I just meant that it's the first time we're seeing a motorcycle on the app. Like there's a do you know the Peely ones, like the little Japanese like
Yeah.
so somebody in when I did like a video explaining like, oh hey, we have, Peely, somebody mentioned that one of them you see their toes and like first appearance feet. I was like, really? That's what you're saying?
Could be really anything. Feet.
Yeah,
My
people
God.
are so crazy with that. People are so absolutely bananas. Um, but yeah, so I was like, okay, I guess people are there. There's going to be subsections of cultures or anyone that just likes first appearance, whatever. So anytime we do get a first appearance of anything, I was like, there's got to be 10,000 people that would really love that. This is the first time we see something of it.
True.
Um,
Did
oh,
you
one more
stack?
thing, I guess.
Did you
Hmm?
stack the peeling? Did you buy some? No.
I didn't. I haven't had gems for a while. Because I got a couple of kind of expensive things, or at least some that were expensive. Like I have Fantastic Four #1, and I have, like I said, I spend a lot of my gems on alligator Lokis, so I get a bunch of those.
I
Um,
know.
yeah, those are the things I won't sell though. You'll never
You
see
love
mine in
them.
the market. Yeah.
Why do you love them as much? Why
Um,
this
it
one?
so it started as kind of like as a joke. Like, do you know Mr. Pags? Uh,
No.
so Henry Pagliuca, I'm on the podcast a few times. He's like a real estate guy. He sold like some of his Cardano for OMI. He's got almost as much OMI as I do, but
Mm-hmm.
he's like the low mint master. He spends more on low mint stuff. Like he's got a couple low mint wallets. He's got a couple low mint like everything that matters. And I had him on the podcast one night, and I was I was a little tipsy, and he's like, you know what you should get, and it's like, what? It's like, look at this. Like, I think at the time the alligator Lokis were like $800, and a sub 100 was like 1100. Like, you should get that. It's only 300. I was like, you know what, I should. And I was like, I never paid much attention to alligator Loki. Like, I liked him in the series, but I was a little tipsy, and I was like, if I want to be the brown Steve Irwin and I want to save animals, I have to get all
Oh.
the alligator Lokis. So I bought like 11 of them that day, and, and then I have 17 now, of the secret rares. I've got like I think I have 30 of the ultra rares, and I have 169 of the common. So I've gone a little crazy with it.
Totally crazy.
Yeah. If there was speaking of which, if there was a Marvel show or movie, which one would you most want to be in? Would it be something with Loki? Would it be something with Captain Marvel? What is your
Mm,
pick?
not Captain Marvel. I like her, but I think she's great, so I wouldn't want to be her. I don't know. I have to think. I like Black Panther, but they're not gonna make another movie, and well, I don't know if I could live in Wakanda. What do I like?
I think there was also
Um,
approximately three white people in the first Black Panther movie. There's a CIA agent, and then there was the guy with the blaster arm. He like had his arm
yeah,
taken off, and
yeah,
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 and
yeah.
that was
Yeah, but I really like Black Panther. It's really nice. Guardians of the Galaxy. I think it's very funny. So yeah, I would love to play in that. Um, yeah, that's about it. And you?
oh god me. I so originally I would have loved to have been like a super like if there's a way just because of the name like America Chavez is going to be in the Doctor Strange movie, the Multiverse of
Yeah,
Madness. If
Doctor
I could be
Strange.
like her dad or older brother or something, because the name Chavez, it kind of makes sense. There's not too many brown people in that.
Uh huh.
Um, but when I was younger, I cosplayed as Bane, like comic book Bane, like that broke Batman's back, and he's supposed to be like this Mexican wrestler, and then they made him a white guy. I was like, ah.
Too
um,
bad.
yeah, but yeah, maybe like a I don't know, maybe like a supporting character. I mean, to be a main character, you have to be in such great shape. You have to be like so ripped and so, it's that's like next level stuff. But, like when you were, when I guess you obviously you kept up with it. Um, but could you do that? Like if you got cast to play like a superhero, are you right now in like good enough shape? Like, yeah, I got it. I'm ready to go. Photo shoot tomorrow.
No, no, you still need to be more. Girls, we want to be more toned. We don't want to
Yeah,
feel. Yeah, no. I mean, if I go to the gym after maybe 5 days, I will feel like a supergirl.
cool.
So, but if I don't go for 3 days, I will lose my confidence again. So I don't know. But yeah, I know that, for example, because when I was shooting Fantastic Beasts, I think they were also shooting, or they had just finished, but there was a Wonder Woman, and the extra girls, so around her, I remember that they were paid to actually go to the gym of the studio every day for 6 months to be in such a great shape. And yeah, so I could accept to do that, but my knees are broken as crazy because of all the gym I did when I was younger. So
Yeah,
yeah, so I guess maybe I would be very broken, but I would love to. I would
gotcha.
do it anyways for the great role. I would do it.
Yeah, you would have been great at that. You have the background. You already have a good base for building that. So that
Mm,
would be fun.
yeah.
But yeah, they were that was like the movie 300, but for women, because they were all like you see all the muscles like on their legs. They
Yeah.
all had abs. They were
Mm-mm.
great.
And I'm thinking about something. You say that you would like to play in a Marvel film. What you could do when you are very rich is that you could be a private investor in movies, and all the people who do that, they always 10x their money if they
Yeah,
pick the right thing, of course. But if you become a producer for a film,
yeah,
then you can ask for a role. Sometimes it works. So maybe one day you can do this if you
that'd be
really want
great.
to.
I
Yeah.
would love that. I
Mm.
even if it's small, I would totally do that. Just
Mm.
I don't care. Like I think Daniel Craig, I think it was like as a joke, but he was one of like the stormtroopers in one of the new Star Wars movies, and
Mhm.
like nobody knew that because they all looked alike. They were in stormtrooper outfits. But he had done that. I was like, oh, that's so cool. I guess he's a big Star Wars fan. Oh, that was pretty great.
Probably. Yeah.
Um, well, one day I'll let you know. I'll keep you posted.
But
I
that's
was reading.
a good idea.
That's a great idea. When they had the Lord of the Rings Super Bowl commercial a few weeks back or a month ago, I remembered that I'd done a video about it before, and I did a video that night, or I might have been a live stream that night, where they had for the original Lord of the Rings series, they had budgeted like $300 million for like all three movies, and at the time, like that was like the biggest risk ever for like a fantasy thing that wasn't it, um, a huge moneymaker. That was one of the craziest things. So the people that invested into that must have made a butt ton of money because that was over several years.
Hmm.
Uh, what is something outside of Harry Potter? Because obviously that would be most of our answers. What is something that you would like to see come to VV that hasn't come to VV yet?
Oh, more Star Wars stuff because I really like Star Wars. So Darth Vader and stuff. That's the first thing.
Yeah,
What else? More stuff for women because I feel like there could be more. And yeah, if you're not really paying attention, about 50% of the population, well, it's too bad for VV, but I think they're gonna do it. I'm not saying they don't want to do it, of course, but it's
yeah.
just now it's like more boyish to me, even though there is stuff. So yeah, anything for women, bags, stuff, shoes, or Louboutin, or yeah, more exciting stuff for women would be nice.
I'm very excited about that, especially in the VV verse, because
Mm.
think it was in like Minecraft or Roblox. Somebody made like a Gucci or Louis Vuitton bag, and it wasn't even an NFT. Like it wasn't even a non-fungible token. Like anyone else could make it, and it sold for like 50% more than that bag in the real life was going for. So it was like someone paid like $4,800 for it, and it was like what? So that just goes to show when people are willing to pay that top dollar for designer stuff. Like they just had Aston Martin, the highest price ever seen on Veve for $1,000. Yeah, it was nuts. Did you try for that?
Oh no, I didn't have time. It was not on the right moment. Yeah, sometimes you are doing something else, and I always forget to set the alarm. So many drops. I think about it. It's too late, but like 1 minute too late or 4 minutes too late.
Yeah, no, it happens. I tell because girlfriend works during the week, and she's like, yeah, I'm like usually seeing appointments by then. It's like, just go to the bathroom for like 2 minutes, go at 10:59, and come back at 11:01, just to do that.
Yeah.
But yeah.
If I was still a flight attendant,
Mhm.
every time I had to go from Paris to China, so 12 hours. So how many drops would have not gotten would have been bad. I would have been very angry.
That's a lot. It's a long flight. What was the longest flight you ever had to take while acting or filming? Was that it?
Yeah. 12
Okay.
hours. Yeah. What else? There's a flight from in my company, my old company. I think it's Guangzhou. So it was Guangzhou. I don't know if you know where that is.
I
It's
don't think so.
near Hong Kong.
Yeah.
From Guangzhou to New York, it was 15 hours. 3 services for flight attendants. So pretty awful.
Oh man.
Very,
But
very hard.
so do you get paid like salary for flight attendant, or is it okay? So it's not per flight; it's just per.
There's a base, and then you get more depending on how many hours you've done in a month.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Um, so I guess for all the ones that you've done, how many people did you see on like a regular? Like, oh, hey, you fly first class all the time. I see you a
Hmm.
lot. Oh, you got those people?
Yeah, like maybe 15 people in 10 years that I could really recognize about
Oh,
that.
cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did they
Some
ever make
people.
conversations? Yeah.
Yeah. But I couldn't really because so that was something I really didn't like about the job. Um, you are requested to sometimes even make believe you're working just to please the chief of the cabin. And if you talk to a passenger because you also want to give them a good time, and sometimes they're bored and you don't have anything else to do really, and you speak to them and they will tell you no, go back, do something else, but don't talk to them too much. And that was the only thing I loved about the job, talking to people, and I couldn't
Yeah.
really do it. So yeah, it sucks.
Yeah, it's a little disappointing because like if I was on like especially a flight that long, and
Mm.
let's say there's no internet, so I'm not paying for it, and it's just I get bored and just want to talk to someone, and the
Mhm.
chief cabin guy says that they can't. Oh, I'd be super salty about that.
It sucks. And even
Yeah.
if there was nothing to do, I couldn't even read. You had to stay on your seat and do nothing.
Oh,
That sucks.
I'm sorry. That sounds awful.
It's okay. It's the past, but yeah, it's
Yeah.
an experience.
What was the food like eating that all the time? Did you like pack your own sandwiches because you couldn't taste like? Yeah.
Um, well, not very, very good quality. I didn't really. Sometimes I would get sick with the food from the cabin. So yeah, most of the time I would take my own food. So I would stay all right.
Okay.
Plus, I have allergies, so most of the things I can't eat. So it sucks.
Gotcha. What years did you do the flight attendant for?
Which what?
What years did you do the
Oh,
flight? Like,
okay, 2011 to 2020, the last day of 2020.
okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
And I know you said you traveled a bunch of different places. Did you get to go to really fun places? Like, did you go to like Rome? Could you go to like any place in the UK or Rhoda in Spain?
No, it was always the same trip. Always, always.
Ah,
Just one time they sent me to Perth because they knew I was an actress, and they kind of supported me, so that was kind of nice. And there was a show, a TV show, very famous in China, that was shooting there, and they sent me to play the mermaid. It was fun.
cool.
um, so Perth, and then Thailand. I went one time, but rest of the time in my free time. So sometimes I had 10 days off. Then I would go to LA or something, but by myself.
Nice. All right, so when you go to LA and you're like by yourself, what you just like meet people there? Like you go to like meetup.com or
No, what did I do? Yeah, I was trying to interview some people because I was helping a friend in America because she was DC based, so she couldn't always go to Hollywood, and she was making a business with interviewing other people. So I was helping her, or I was just trying to meet just new people, have fun, enjoy the city, maybe go for headshots or take a little class.
yeah.
But I didn't stay enough to really make too much connections. But one time I went to the evening of the Vanity Fair after the Oscars, so that was amazing. I
What was
saw
that like?
everybody. Oh, that was you've seen these people since you're very young, and suddenly they're all around you. So it
Yeah.
was so fun. Yeah, it was such a great night.
So cool. Who was the like some of the biggest stars that you've seen there?
Leonardo DiCaprio. Allez,
Oh, cool.
yeah, he was there. Bradley Cooper, who speaks French, is very nice.
Oh, really? I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
yeah. He spent some time in Aix-en-Provence, which is a small town near where I'm from. So
No.
yeah, Joseph Gordon-Levitt also
Oh,
is
cool.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, who did I talk to? Ben Affleck. And yeah, the rest of the people, I was watching them, but you couldn't talk to everybody. But yeah,
Yeah.
dancing stuff, fun.
What year was that? The Vanity Fair party.
It was 2014.
Okay, so all right, so Ben Affleck, he wasn't like jacked yet for the Batman role. He wasn't.
But he was already.
He
No, no,
was.
no, no.
Oh, because he
I
was, I
think
think,
he's all
doing
the
Gone
time.
Girl with that one, right?
I think he's always square, but maybe
Yeah.
so maybe not as Batman, but he was. I remember that he was still in square. Yeah.
Yeah. I remember when they first cast Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman and Ben Affleck as Batman, and I'd known Gal Gadot from the Fast and Furious series, and she was like very skinny,
Hmm.
and Ben Affleck, he was never like super scrawny, like he was always built a little bit. I was like, he's a little thin too, but I remember I think it was at the Oscars, whatever award he got for Gone Girl, he came in a suit and he was super thick and he looked like Bruce Wayne. I was like, oh, they've got him lifting a lot of weight. He looked great. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, I
yeah,
don't know how they do that. I don't know what they eat, what they do, but yeah, the job
uh,
is well done.
yeah, probably eating like 20 eggs a day, like a pound of grilled
Probably.
chicken. Uh,
See, so you just follow this and you could do it.
when you were going through all these acting classes and doing all this work, did you ever think about writing?
No, I thought I suck at it. And now that I'm doing some radio reports, first time I really write and I see that actually I can do this. Before I just didn't have the confidence at all. Not like
No.
you. No, yeah. It's good that you know that you feel like you can do this, that you can create something that you write on a piece of paper. This is not given to everybody. So you're lucky in that way.
Yeah, I've learned that. Like even like in school where some people was like, I just can't write. I was like, you're just talking, but you're talking like on paper. Like you're just and people are like, it doesn't come that naturally. But yeah, I don't know. It's like second nature, second language. Um,
Mm.
I've tried it in. I went to school for briefly for like one semester, and I took a Russian class, and I was trying to write in Russian, and that was like impossible. I don't know how. Like you know, two, three languages? French, English. What else?
Yeah. What else? A little bit of Dutch and Spanish a little bit because I learned at school. So it's easy for me to read it, to understand what I read, but not to speak it. And
Yeah.
what else? Chinese a little bit, but not too much.
Oh,
It's very,
cool.
very hard.
I'm always jealous of a lot of Europeans that just speak 2 to 3 languages fairly naturally and easily. My friend Lilith's in Austria, so she knows like German, English, and French. And I was like, it's great. Jelly.
Yeah, no. Yeah, in America, well, you take Spanish classes, so maybe yeah, that's
Yeah,
good
I did
enough.
in middle and high school, so I'm still okay at it, and my friends taught me a lot of stuff. And I worked in a pizzeria
Mm.
um, where a lot of Spanish workers, so that helped a bit as well.
Mm.
What are you drinking over there?
That's apple juice, organic. I made it.
Oh, okay. Oh, all right. Do you have like a farm? Yeah, like
No, I have a machine. No,
oh,
I don't.
so you
No,
get like your apples from the store and you juice them?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay, gotcha. I because the apple juice I feel like is normally like a little like yellowish, and that looks a little greenish.
Yeah, well, I made it like 2 hours ago, so maybe that's why the
Oh, were
color
they like Granny
changed.
Apple Smith apples?
They were a little bit red, but not
Okay,
like greenish red. I don't know, but organic, so good.
okay, good for you.
Yeah, sugary.
Um, so something that a subscriber is asking, they're debating about buying an ultra rare Black Panther or getting another 100,000 OMI. What would you do? Because I know you have one of the Black Panthers already.
Mm.
Would you want to go take steps to completing the set, or would you just get more OMI right now?
I pick OMI because I think it's really undervalued. I mean, the NFTs also, but I put so much into OMI already that I would even add more. But I love NFTs, so it's hard to choose. But I think I'm far from getting enough points for the MCP because I've been not stacking enough. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'll choose OMI again. Maybe not you.
I mean, I'd still probably choose OMI because it's, stack, double down. Although I do think some of the NFTs will go up first
Yeah.
before OMI. So you could, take some OMI now, buy the NFTs, and then have the NFTs go up, then sell for OMI, and then have OMI. Now, if you want
Yeah.
to play that game. But I've also tried in little steps to try to time the market, and I'm almost always wrong. So I was like, okay, I'll just do with what I know I'm good at, just buying and holding.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What other NFT projects have you taken a look at, and which ones are
Um,
they?
no, I didn't really because I found out about Omi and Vivi, and so I know what's going on. The projects of metaverses, and I'm trying to know as much as I can so that I can report to the radio. But yeah, Omi, I believe in it so much. So yeah, it takes. So I'm busy with trying to still break it as an actress, and also I watch Omi videos, yours or taps, and so I'm always lazy to go also to check out some other
Thank you.
projects. I should, but
Tomorrow I'll be having New York Times bestseller Dan Chaubel on the podcast with. It was supposed to be Taps. Taps has been very, very busy, so he hasn't done much in like a week or so. But I think Cavell Anderson is going to be on as well. So that'll be fun. It should be around the same time as today. I don't know how busy your day is, but that'll be fun. And I'm glad that you're in Vivi and Omi. There are other cool stuff out there, like Terra Virtual looks cool. Earth 2 is really great. But yeah, I've been in all of the other Discord and Telegram groups for Earth 2 or Decentraland or Sandbox or My Neighbor Alice, and Vivi's got them all beat. Like I still have all of my Earth 2, and I still have money in there that I will not sell or not move. But yeah, Vivi and is the biggest fan base. It's one ready to blow up.
And what about Recure? Did you get how do you call it? Did you buy the that's a kind of ticket or something?
Oh, for Recur. No, I was waiting to see I'm very curious about it, and I do believe they will be successful, and they will probably take market share as a whole.
Mm.
But I haven't seen anything that I like yet. Like I know they have like Riptar and they have Our Real Monsters from Nickelodeon, but I don't think they've shown any 3D models like they have in Veve. Like I think the ones that they've shown have been like for JPEGs,
Yeah.
where if it's if it's just a picture of Hello Kitty, I'm probably not going to get it. But if it's like a 3D thing of Hello Kitty, especially like if it waves, I'll totally get one.
Yeah.
I think now you need the pass to mint them, but I think you'll be able to store them in your MetaMask wallet at some point. So even if I don't have the pass and I can't mint them myself, I'll just be able to buy it off someone and send it to MetaMask at some point. So that's what I would do. You don't have the pass, do you?
No, 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 no. No,
Oh,
I'm thinking that there's so much more choice with Veve, so I'm not really interested in them. Same as you. I mean, if one day there's something is exciting, then maybe, but because we got to be open to other stuff. So I think it's good to have some competition, as some people say, and I agree with that. I think more and more people are gonna try to do the same as Veve, so it's okay, and they will still grow, and it will be great. We have to trust that.
yeah, I've given I think the last year or so to Veve and OMI, with YouTube and going all in. So at this point, like I've already done so much, there might not be too many other things that I wouldn't do. Honestly, I'd probably work for them at this point if they're like, "Hey, we need like a social media marketing." I was like, "Okay, I might as well do that
Oh
already."
yeah, I would
Um,
love you to do it. Please ask them.
okay, all right, I will. Uh, what is something that, because I mean, you've already kind of made your way a little bit, as far as acting, and you can probably turn down some roles if you wanted to, but what are some things that you wouldn't do? Like, if there's like a British or French version of GI Jane, would you shave your head for a role? Would you get like what's something that you would? Where does the line being drawn?
Porn.
Okay, all right. So no, all right. So no, like Pornhub or OnlyFans.
Let's try
What
not to.
what about like a sex scene in a movie? Is that something that's off limits?
No, no, no. If it's well, so you can ask actually that the crew would be reduced, and if you really write down in a contract what you want to be shot,
Mhm.
and nothing else, then yeah, yeah. If I
Okay, so
trust
you
the
could.
director, yeah, yeah. Otherwise, no. No,
Okay, all right.
if I don't feel in control, I would not do it. I think it's the best way to go.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah.
How has acting affected like your dating life? Like, will you only like, for example, in military, a lot of times, especially for me, while I was in, I would only date other military because it would it's hard for other people to understand what like we're going through. Is that the same way with how you see it? Like, you would only date another actor?
No, I wouldn't ever date an actor.
Oh, so it's the opposite.
Yeah, no, I know. I would like no, not that. I cannot explain why, but I just no. I think it's nice to do something different and go back home and talk about other things. To me,
Okay, so you don't want to
that's
bring
nice.
your work home with you, type of deal.
No, no, not especially. I don't think I would
Okay.
like it. Yeah. But yeah, no, I'm so into my career right now that I don't even want to think about that anymore. So I'm just
Yeah.
thinking, yeah, whatever. Mm.
I think that's good that you have like this like kind of the blinders on and nothing's gonna stop you. Like it's when Rihanna I think just revealed like the last month or so that she just like decided to start having a family, and like she post photos of her pregnant now, and somebody asked like like why now, and she didn't answer, but somebody answered kind of for her and it made sense. She's like, well, she had to make herself first. She had to like win, like she is a very successful singer, and then she was in a couple of movies as an actress. So I think it's good when you are doing nothing but focusing on work, and
Mm.
that's how you'll be even more successful. So good on you for doing that.
Yeah, and that's what you can control your work. but it's really harder to control your love life. I feel like
That's
you
also
can
true.
control who you meet and if it's gonna work out, if there's gonna be something or not. So better
Yeah.
not to think about it and see what happens.
Has there ever been any chemistry offset between you and another actor or actress? There's like, oh, this person's not so bad.
No.
Oh, so you stay very professional throughout the. No,
Yeah,
nobody's charm has worked.
no. No, I maybe I'm cold. I don't know. No,
You're broken.
I really make compartments, and I really stick to them so much that no, I would hate to mix. I don't feel good about this.
That
The
is
way that's
very
mine.
impressive.
Mm.
Because if there's, I mean, when I was like younger, well, maybe not super young, because I was really into boxing when I was younger, and it was just all about, hitting a heavy bag and training. But I guess if there was, I don't know, if there was someone that was paying me like some nice compliments, or they were like we were thrown together a lot, like, oh, hey, I used to a few years ago start to develop feelings, like catch feelings like really quickly. Now it has calmed down, especially because I've been dating for someone for a while now. But yeah, that was the opposite of the way I was. I was like, I don't know what it was. It was just like, oh, you're being nice to me. Feels is that catching on?
I
Um,
get it. I get it. And your girlfriend, she's into Vivi, so she likes it.
yes, so she likes them. It's her birthday this weekend, and I got her a Mermicorn. Like she's got almost all of season 2 of the Mermicornos except for Shark Bite. So I got Shark Bites for her. But then she got like she got locked out of the account, so she has to put in a ticket, and we have to wait for that to be fixed before I can give her. So I couldn't give her a birthday present.
Oh
Um,
no, it
yeah.
sucks.
So and it's like, and she could be collecting all those Master Collector Program points also,
I
but she's
know,
not
yeah.
doing it.
Because
Yeah, because
it's gonna take a long time, right? When you ask for a ticket, then it takes a long
it
time.
depends what it is. Like sometimes, like some people get theirs fixed in like a couple of days because it's a quick fix, but other people it can take like weeks, like over a month, and it's like, it's awful.
Ouch.
It's so awful.
Too bad.
Yeah,
It's
but
good we haven't been talking about bots at all, and that's good because everybody talks about that.
but like,
Bots, bots, like all the
oh, bots.
people.
Okay.
Yeah, bots.
I thought you were mentioning that because at least in English, like your name, like Fanny, like someone's like, oh, like if you're bad, I'm gonna smack your fanny, like like as a punishment when you're
Don't,
younger. I
don't, Randy.
Okay, so bots. I believe a lot of the bots will be taken care of when they have the new drop system come out, where you're into a queue, and
Yeah.
which sucks for. It's gonna take a lot of the fun out of like, smashing that button and all the different strategies that people have.
Mm.
But if that takes care of a lot of the bots, I'm all for it. What are your thoughts on the new drop system being a
I
queue
want it.
instead of skill?
Yeah, I want it because okay, yeah, it's fun, but I don't know why, but in Belgium I only got 4G and I don't have a Wi-Fi box at home, so I'm not getting any drop since December, and it's starting to really piss me off. So yeah,
Is there like a cafe you can go to, like a coffee place or a diner?
it would not be sufficient, I think.
Yeah, maybe.
I should try, or maybe try to find a box, but Wi-Fi box. But I don't know. I don't know who
Okay,
to bother with that. Hello, I'm going to your home and I'm using your. Do you have cable? No.
um, I think that would be okay. Like, I don't know, just meet find. I mean, I'm sure you have fans everywhere. I'm sure there's like people that would be like, oh, hey, I'm this person. Like, post it on like TikTok or post it on like Twitter. I'm in this area. Does anyone want to meet up for coffee at like 30 minutes before this drop time and then go back to their place so we could do the drop together? I'm sure people would do that.
Yeah, maybe that's a good one. Yeah.
And
No,
then as soon as the drop's over, you're like, oh, that coffee's running right through me. I gotta go. Goodbye, guys.
that's a good one. Yeah. Yeah. When did you get your last drop? Did you get the one from the weekend?
No, it was because we were in the Poconos this weekend in like the mountains of Pennsylvania, so there was no internet. Which wasn't bad because I have a couple of games on my tablet that I haven't played in like forever. So I started playing. So I had a good weekend. Um, but the last drop I got was in. It was in early. It was a comic. It was when we had the arc of like it was like a Spider-Man comic, I think, or a Falcon comic, and there was 6 of them Monday through Saturday. So I got one of those in February, but that was it.
It's hard.
Yeah, I've gotten one drop this year.
Yeah, it's good. But are you also looking forward for the new system? Do you want it more than not?
So up until recently, like in a lot of last year, outside of Disney week, I would get drops like all the time, partly because maybe bots weren't as big of an issue, but also partly because I like to think that I have pretty good reaction time for all my years of like playing video games, and I could smash that like button, or that, not the like button, but by all means, smash the like button, everybody. I would be able to smash that buy now button as soon as that hits 0. But now I can't get anything anyway. So if I'm not getting anything anyway, then we might as well roll something out. If it'll get rid of bots, I'm all for it.
Yeah. We'll see. But they keep saying that the bots will always exist. So don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it happens with anything, whether it's for Nike, Adidas, just Tommy Hilfiger, any random stuff. Although a lot of people are going into the metaverse right now that I don't know should be in the metaverse. I don't know if bots will be a thing for them. Like, I read earlier today that CVS, like the giant pharmacy brand, they're going into the metaverse. And I was like, what? That makes zero sense. Like, what are they going to sell that people would want? But I was like, and that'll be like a test. Like, okay, if they have bots for CVS NFTs, then it's everybody. But all the big major brands that people want, like Nike and like Muscle Milk, or I think even I don't know if Lewis Morgan has that issue with Gymshark, but I imagine Gymshark would have that as well.
Everybody.
Yeah, it's everyone. Yeah. So they're not immune. Okomi's not immune, and a lot of people are unnecessarily. I think they have some underlying frustrations, and the frustrations are getting taken out on Okomi because Okomi's has drops multiple times a week, and they're going over that they're blaming everything on bots, even though bots take a fraction of everything out there. So.
Yeah, but sometimes. So last time I saw a few bots. It was for the Black Panther, the common. I don't know if they're still here, but it was so the least expensive prices, and you could see them because it's always the same. So it's probably a first name and the last name and the number, and then the private account. So you see it's them, and they're like 10, and you wonder why they're still here. So Veve sees them, but it's probably not so easy to remove them, or I don't know, because when you check 5 hours later, it's still the case. So don't know.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. I'm trying to. I missed the drop today too. I am looking forward to the day where the markets are no longer closed during drops. Because in DesignerCon week, where there was some days where we had drops like every hour, and the market was closed for like 8 hours. So I don't know if they would do that anymore, because we will have multiple drops per day at some point later this year. So I hope that the app's really only 14 months old. I would hope they get to the point where they don't need to close the marketplace. That's going to be my big thing that I'm very excited for.
Yeah, I didn't think about that, but yeah, that would be a good thing. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
But
What
some
about?
people would, but some people will complain because then their NFTs would be minted before others, and then they would have to wait longer and stuff. So, but maybe it's gonna
Yeah,
be quick later. I don't know.
yeah, it's a good point. I think a lot of the issues that you're talking about, like, hey, I got this NFT, but you don't get delivery 5 hours later. I think
Mm.
that did have to do with Immutable X. I
Mm.
don't think that had anything to do with the Comey. But that being said, because it's out of their control, can that happen again in the future? I don't know. Immutable X is also relatively young as well, so
Mm.
I would say that would get better in the future. Um,
Yeah. And did you put some money into IMX or not?
I didn't. Because everything was going into OMI, and Immutable X is great. When OMI moons, I'll probably diversify into Immutable X just because it's got a lot going for it outside of the Comey as well.
Mm.
But during this monstrous dip, probably would have been a good time to buy. I think Kyle Willson actually did a video on that, and the
Mm-hmm.
day after he did the video on it, it went up like 30%. It's like, damn. So
Power.
yeah, it's very influential. He's got more subscribers than me now, Kyle Wilson. He,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, he's got. I think he's got like 8,000. Oh, um,
Who's first? Taps first? Maybe the last time I checked, it was him, but I don't know if
yeah,
it's true or
Taps
not.
is like 20,000 people. He's like he's like the measuring stick that we want to measure ourselves. To try to be like. Um, Great setup. I mean, he's also a good-looking guy, which I imagine helps a lot as well. He's got epic beard. He was so I roomed with him in Designer Con, and he's just so chill. He's just an awesome person. He's
Mhm.
just a great guy. And we were going over things that we would like to cosplay in the future, because we're both in that scene. Have you ever done any cosplays at any cons that you went to?
No, no, I saw a lot of people, beautiful, great cosplays, but I never tried myself. Did you?
They're so much fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did you do then yourself?
Um, I've done Bane a lot. I've done Wolverine. I've done Deadpool, Spider-Man. Those are like the big ones. There's this one guy called Crow from a cartoon called Ruby, RWBY,
Hmm.
and he's really thin, really skinny. So I lost a lot of weight. Like I really shredded. I looked great. It was awesome, but I was hungry 24/7.
Oh,
I did that to cosplay him, and it was fun. It was good. It was great. I had a lot of fun, but
that's cool. What's the
yeah.
last one then? That was the
Uh,
last one?
the last one was no, that was in 2017. I did that, and I was like 167 pounds. I was very light. Like now I'm like 197. I'm like 30 pounds heavier. I'm a little large now. I
It's
got a little
okay.
chunky. Um, but
Everybody.
yeah, yeah, that pandemic 30 that we got. Uh, but
It's
we've been
true.
going for a while now. Before tell me about the radio thing that you're at. Tell
Yeah.
me what's it called, and where can we all listen and find you?
Okay, but you won't understand unless I translate it, which I can do. But yeah, I should do
Oh,
it.
it's all in French.
It's in French.
Gotcha.
It's in the national on the national Belgian radio, and it's
Okay.
called Tendance Première for the French people. And it's one Friday yes, one how to say that. A Friday yes and a Friday no. So every 2 weeks I will talk, and
Mhm.
I just try to simplify very common things about crypto, just trying to keep it simple, and try to comment the news and stuff, but just little by little, to people who really have no clue, and just trying to perhaps get their attention, because yeah, it's the future. So yeah, it's still good to have a little bit of an eye on things, and a lot of people, they reject it. But yeah, I think it's too bad, because some people are making tons of money, for example, and yeah, some people are missing something. So especially women. So that's what I'm going to talk about on Friday.
Oh, good.
Older people, why? Because they think that it's not for them, but it's not the case, actually. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, is with older people, I understand it because time was not much change. Like if somebody's, like 70 years old, or not much really changed for the first like 40 years of their lives. Like they were well into adulthood before
Mm.
like computers started coming out, and they'd always said, oh, gold, maybe gold is like the best thing, or
Mhm.
silver is the next best thing. But I don't know, and the gold is actually up today too. I don't know why people still have they put value on stuff that you like metals that you dig out of the ground, and
Yeah,
nobody knows exactly how much there are of it. And even people that get paper that says like, hey, I'm going to buy this like sheet of paper that says I have this amount of gold. If
mm,
there ever really was an emergency, you're not going to be able to cash that in. Like you're not going to be able to go to where that place is and get your gold. And even if you could, let's say you have 100 pounds of gold, that's so hard to carry, and you're probably going to get robbed. Like if things are
yeah,
that bad.
that's true.
um I would much rather, and I used to love Peter Schiff, who's an economist, and he's very, very big on precious metals like gold and silver. But when crypto started coming around, he was very anti-crypto. But then I started thinking like, well, if because I did have a bunch of silver, and I did sell that for originally for Bitcoin. It's in OMI now. It's just a lot of stuff is hard to carry. It's hard to. I'd much rather have everything on my phone or multiple phones.
Yeah,
Um,
that's true. Yeah, and about environment too, because I heard that extracting gold, for example, is very, very bad for environment. But it's always crypto and especially Bitcoin that gets accused. But actually, there's not too much. People don't compare stuff enough. For example, also the Mastercard network is polluting probably more than Bitcoin, but we don't have any number. So
oh
it's
wow.
always, yeah, yeah, yeah. That's what I found out when I did my research. So yeah,
The
we don't know.
I think with however much power Bitcoin miners use, that should lessen over time as more places have solar panels. Like it went
Yeah.
so however much power they use now, that will lessen. And for trying to dig up more gold, like who knows what you can hit. That could be, God forbid they hit some place that was recently they were fracking, or God forbid they do something, they hit a pipeline or whatever, and then it gets crazy.
Mm-mm.
Um, yeah. But that's a good point. I'm glad you're talking about that on your radio. I'm glad you're going and
Yeah.
helping educate people.
Yeah, because for people, it's these times, modern times. It's either black or white, and so it's so easy to just make a snap judgment about anything. And I just want to fight against this as much as I can in my own little subject, and do what I can, but not let people just say something which is stupid because it's not their fault. It's just because they heard a journalist say something that was not true because they didn't do their research or something, and they just think it's the truth, and it's not the case. So
That's a good point.
mm,
But thank you for your knowledge and everything. What is one thing? I mean, obviously you're doing that on your radio station, but what is one thing you would really like to tell people about or educate people about? Like any common misconception or anything in your experiences? What's something you want to tell everyone?
um, hmm, I don't know, because I feel like I'm still at the beginning. So what I found out was that at first, when you start learning and you ask
Mhm.
your first questions, I don't really like the fact that you get a little bashed if you ask something. Some people, they will say, "Oh, you don't know," not very kindly. And I think we should all try to just be more generous and spread informations, some things this way, and just try to make people start to want to learn more about technology, because clearly there's so much we haven't seen, and yeah, it's going to be very interesting. So yeah.
Yeah, I can't. That's why all my stuff is for free. I'll never have like a paid thing.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, information should be free, and
Mm.
especially if you're helping people educate. So
Yeah, yeah.
um,
Very good what you're doing. That's why I'm
I'm
watching.
trying.
Otherwise, I would be rejecting you, but I'm not.
I hope somebody clips that thing from before saying you watch my videos all the time. That was so great. Listen, thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for everything. This
Thank
means a
you.
lot. Have you on again at some point.
Yeah.
Hopefully you're too busy. Hopefully you're too busy acting in like a major motion picture and um and stuff like that. But hopefully you get I'll tweet at you when I go see Harry Potter. When I go see the new
Oh
Fantastic Beasts movie
yeah.
next one.
Do it. You have
But
to. Don't forget.
I will. We'll keep in touch and
Okay.
let me know if you need anything. I'll say
Yeah.
bye-bye to everyone on here. Just hang back for like 1 second after I end the podcast. Goodbye, everybody. Everyone say
Bye
bye-bye to Daphne.
bye.